It looks like we do have a new document in the Idaho case, but the redactions are a bit odd, at least to me, but maybe not. Let's go ahead and take a look. Hey guys, this is Jules with True Crime Reactions. So we do have a new document, and this one is all about the grand jury and the record for the grand jury. Because remember, today is September 21st, but tomorrow on September 22nd, we have 2 hearings in this case. The first one is closed. The second one, there will be a pool camera and we will hear what's going on. The first one is all of the massive details when it comes to withholding evidence and prosecutorial misconduct and all that. And the one that we're going to be, privy to is going to be about the grand jury errors. Well, what the newest documents are is a motion to pull up transcripts from a grand jury case. And I'm going to go ahead and read this to you because the redactions of the case number in this document are weird to me, because the case number for this case is literally on every document ever. But when it comes to this case number for the grand jury proceedings, they want it's redacted, and it's redacted in all of it. Now, I did go back and check these dates, the May 12th date, and the actual indictment itself was posted to the page around May 16th. May 16th is whenever it was stamped by the clerk of court. But what this other document is showing is 3 days of grand jury proceedings. Were we told that this was a 3-day grand jury? I know that there was all this stuff up until the grand jury about a possible secret grand jury happening and whatnot, but I wasn't aware that they had these grand jury people in there for 3 days. I really didn't. 3 days is a long time because they're going to be, they sit there for most of the day. Look at these times: 9:03 a.m., 9:11 a.m., 9:05 a.m. These are all day situations until it's done and a conclusion is brought forth. So that kind of gives you another insight into maybe how much evidence they really presented over to the grand jury for it to have taken them 3 full-on days to present the case. That's a long time, in my opinion. That's a lot of time to show a lot of things. So that is pretty interesting. But I don't know why the case number is redacted. I have no idea why the case number for that would be redacted. That's just odd to me, and I don't really know why it's like that. It could literally just be me having a question for no reason, but as I said, if this was Bryan Kohberger's grand jury, why wouldn't it just have the case number right here? Why is the case number redacted for literally all of them? But the beginning of this is why I also have questions about if this is even about the grand jury for Bryan itself. Because in the very beginning of this, it states, the state requests that the court take judicial notice of the transcripts, exhibits, and jury instructions from the grand jury proceedings in case number redacted. When a party requests judicial notice of records, exhibits, or transcripts from the court file in the same or a separate case, the party must identify the specific items for which judicial notice is requested or offer to the court and serve on all parties copies of those items. This whole in a separate case thing is what's kind of throwing me off here, though, because of the redaction of the case number. So I'm almost wondering if this really isn't Bryan's grand jury proceeding and it's somebody else's grand jury proceeding that happened around the same time, and maybe there's differences in the way these grand juries were conducted that the defense is going to be bringing forward when it comes to the errors in the grand jury. Because why would the case number be taken out of here? And it's just for these 3, because then we have an electronic juror questionnaire provided to the presiding judge and the state prior to the grand jury proceeding in case number this, and then exhibits admitted in the grand jury proceeding in case number, again redacted, as described in the court minutes included as attachment A, and then the jury instructions used in the grand jury proceedings in case number blah, 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 and included in attachment B. So this to me literally sounds as if they're taking grand jury transcripts from other cases that happened around the same time, at least for these top 3, or this top 3 really is Bryan's case, And these bottom 3 are comparison cases that they're going to be using. Is there anything else on his? Okay, yeah. Then they have everything, of course, is going to be sealed and redacted. But I don't know if these are the errors that we get to hear tomorrow evening, or if this is going to be part of the stuff that's kept up in the morning and kept private. But what do you guys think? Am I kind of right in thinking that this is like a list of maybe cases that are not Bryan Kohberger's because the case numbers are redacted? Because if these were for Bryan, why is the case number redacted in all of them? Especially these bottom 3 right here, because these dates correlate to Bryan's. And again, these don't. I mean, there's nothing to tell us that they do. So I don't know. It is very curious that it's redacted. And it could mean something. It could not mean something. But to me, in my brain, looking at this, it looks as if they are pulling grand jury transcripts, attachments, exhibits from other cases and going to be comparing the protocols to the way Bryan's was. I don't know. But the only other documents that are on here is them granting the seals of the exhibits and of the attachments. Other than that, that's it. But let me know how you guys feel about these redactions on the documents, like I mentioned. But that is it for now, you guys. See y'all.